Ever caught yourself wondering what really goes on behind the calm smiles of flight attendants? Like, what little things make them sigh inside while still keeping their professional grin glued on? Well, buckle up, because today, I'm spilling the tea on the things flight attendants absolutely cannot stand at 30,000 feet. Stick around, these aren't your usual please fasten your seatbelt tips. They're real, raw, and might just change how you fly forever. So, grab your carry-on and let's get into it. Imagine you've just boarded your flight. You're walking down your seat by the window calling your name. Suddenly, right before you settle in, someone bolts straight for the bathroom. Now, on the surface, it seems like no big deal. But here's the thing, flight attendants are on a tight schedule, racing the clock to get everyone seated and ready for takeoff. When someone cuts through the line for the bathroom during boarding, it throws everything off. The line slows, crew members lose track of who's in what seat, and the whole process drags on. And guess who gets the blame when the plane leaves late? The crew. So, if you want to avoid being that passenger, make it a habit, hit the restroom before boarding begins. The airport facilities are bigger, cleaner, and you'll save everyone from unnecessary headaches. Now, we've all seen it, the passenger who brings an entire closet on board. One roller bag, a backpack, a duty-free bag, maybe even a neck pillow that looks like it could double as a small pet. The problem? Overhead bin space is seriously limited. When one person commandeers every inch they can reach, even for rows away from their seat, it leaves others scrambling, and flight attendants stuck playing a puzzle master trying to fit every bag. So, here's a simple golden rule. Stick to one carry-on and one personal item. Use the space under your seat wisely. And don't stash your backpack somewhere far away just to save your seat or for your own convenience. You'll make everyone's life easier, and the crew will thank you silently. Speaking of making lives easier, can we talk about smells? Planes are basically sealed metal tubes where the same air circulates over and over. So, whatever scent you bring aboard, that container of egg salad, the fast food you just grabbed, or those well-worn hiking socks, it gets amplified for everyone. Flight attendants are trained to stay polite, but inside, they're quietly suffering. So, if you wouldn't bring that smell into a quiet church or a small office, think twice before unpacking it at 35,000 feet. Keep snacks neutral, wear deodorant, and unless you're absolutely sure your socks won't spark a mutiny, keep your shoes on. Now picture this, the drink cart's making its rounds. You're deep into your movie, headphones on, totally zoned out. The flight attendant waves in front of you. What do? Ignore. Pretend you didn't see it. Don't. Just take out one earbud, make eye contact, and answer politely. It doesn't have to be a conversation, just a quick nod or a yes, please, and it keeps service moving smoothly. They're not trying to interrupt your zen, they're trying to make sure you get your ginger ale without delay. Here's a classic, mid-flight seat switching. You spot an empty row and think, score. More space for me. But this seemingly innocent move causes chaos behind the scenes. Aircraft weight distribution is carefully calculated, emergency protocols depend on seating charts, and head counts need to be precise. When passengers move around unexpectedly, it confuses the crew, delays service, and messes with safety procedures. So, if you want extra space, book it ahead or ask the gate agent before boarding. Once the plane's in the air, consider your seat a commitment. And here's a safety tip that really matters. When the seatbelt sign comes on, stay put. Turbulence isn't just a bump in the road, it can toss you around violently. Flight attendants buckle up, and so should you. Getting up to grab something from the overhead bin during turbulence isn't just risky, it's dangerous. You could fall, hurt yourself, or knock into someone else. Plus, imagine a flying drink cart barreling through the aisle. No thanks. Unless it's an emergency, stay seated and keep safe. Now, about that call button. Need a drink? Totally fine. But if you're pressing it every 5 minutes for extra snacks, updates on your connection, or random questions, don't be surprised if your requests start getting ignored. Flight attendants have to triage who really needs attention, and constant buzzing just slows everything down. Use the call button thoughtfully, it's not a game show buzzer. Have you ever flipped through the in-flight menu 3 times and then asked, "So, what do you have?" when the cart arrives? It might seem harmless, but it's frustrating for the crew. They're on a tight schedule and delays mean everyone waits longer. If you're unsure what to pick, say something like, "Surprise me." Flight attendants love that kind of trust, and it speeds up the whole process. Trash might seem like a small thing, but it's a huge deal for the crew. Seat back pockets are not trash cans. Wrappers, tissues, napkins, hold onto them until the collection rounds. And for goodness sake, don't toss trash into the drink tray during service. It's messy, and hygienic, and slows down the whole process. Safety demos, I know, we've all tuned out before. Earbuds in, scrolling Instagram, daydreaming. But here's the thing, that info could literally save your life. Knowing where your nearest exit is, how to use your life vest, or how to fasten your seatbelt properly isn't just protocol, it's respect for the crew and for yourself. So next time, try listening like it's your first time on a plane. Let's talk about personal space and respect. Tapping a flight attendant on the shoulder to get their attention. Okay, that's fine. But grabbing their arm, waist, or anything else? Absolutely not. Would you grab your waiter like that at a restaurant? No. Then don't do it in the air. Use your voice, the call button, or a polite wave. Keep your hands to yourself. And filming the crew without permission. Please don't. It's intrusive, it makes the situation tense, and it distracts from safety. If you have a concern, report it after the flight. The cabin crew deserves a professional environment, not a reality show set. One more space to avoid, galley. That tiny area at the back is where flight attendants prep drinks, handle emergencies, and organize meals. It's their workspace. You wouldn't hang out in a restaurant kitchen, so don't loiter in the galley. Take a walk, check your phone in the aisle, but then head back to your seat. When the plane starts descending and the announcement comes on saying seat backs upright, tray tables stowed, don't pretend you didn't hear it. I get it. You want to relax, but this isn't about comfort, it's about safety. Adjust your seat, stow your tray, and show a little respect. Flight attendants aren't here to argue physics with you. They're making sure everyone stays safe. And finally, after the plane lands and you're packing up to leave, don't leave behind a mess. Crumbs, used tissues, empty wrappers, those random stir sticks. Flight attendants don't just vanish when you step off. They have to turn the plane around fast, sometimes in just 30 minutes. A clean row makes their job easier and keeps the plane ready for the next group of passengers. Think of it like leaving a hotel room for the next guest to be considerate. Oh, and if you love sitting by the window, here's a little secret, those seats can be pretty chilly. The outside air can drop to nearly minus 140 degrees Fahrenheit, and that cold seeps in through the window walls. Especially if you're dressed light in summer, you might feel the chill. So layer up, or ask for a blanket. It's a small thing that makes a big difference in comfort. And one last thing about what you drink on board. Hot water for coffee or tea. It's often from tanks that aren't cleaned regularly. Studies have found bacteria in that water, and some flight attendants even avoid it themselves. So, if you want to be extra safe, ask for bottled water or juice instead. Your stomach will thank you. Here's a tip for your sanity. 2 tray tables and seat back pockets are some of the dirtiest spots on the plane, not the bathrooms. They can be full of trash from previous passengers, used tissues, and even, yes, diapers. So, bring disinfectant wipes if you want to feel fresh, keep your things in your bag, and never put food directly on the tray. So there you have it, the real scoop on what flight attendants secretly hate but won't always say out loud. Now that you know, flying can be smoother, friendlier, and maybe even a little more fun. Remember, a little kindness and awareness go a long way for the crew, your neighbors, and your own peace of mind. If this gave you a fresh perspective, go ahead and hit that like button, share it with your travel buddy, and subscribe for more honest talk from the skies.